gotta look real close. Forget details. There's things that happen that seem like they didn't mean nothing at the time, but then you realize they mean everything. That's why you gotta look back.
Welcome back to the Universe of Power. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Please like, comment, and subscribe for all things within the Power universe. Episode 1 gave us something that has never been done before in the history of the Power series. They not only gave us a flashback, but they centered an entire episode around the flashback, making the entire episode a flashback of what happened in the finale of last season. I predicted in my last video that we would get a flashback showing how Unique survived, but I didn't see them centering the entire episode around the flashback. Episode 1 gave us a lot more clarity on everything that happened in the finale of last season and even more things that took place. But before I go any further, I would like to point out how this entire flashback episode lines up with what I predicted about the possible return of Ghost in the future. In my Ghost Town series on my channel, I pointed out how the final 5 episodes of Power were all different perspectives, and I predicted that if Ghost were ever to return in the future, they would give us an entire episode showing the true events that happened the night Ghost was killed. I think that it's a strange coincidence that they decided to do this exact scenario with episode 1 of season 4 in Raising Kanan. And in my opinion, I believe that this gives us hope of them potentially doing something similar in the future for Tariq or Tommy's next spin-off. With 50 narrating the opening scene by saying that all of the events that we are seeing early on happened already, but he then follows by saying we didn't see everything that happened. I believe that there could have been a double meaning behind those words. Starting out in episode 1, we saw them flashback 3 months earlier to the very moments after Unique was beaten unconscious. We saw Unique wake up and call Early Tyler to pick him up, and Early Tyler ended up taking Unique to a veterinarian instead of a doctor to get looked at. The veterinarian told Early Tyler that Unique would be completely different than he was before, while also mentioning how he had a dog that suffered brain trauma that ended up attacking the nurse, giving somewhat of a foreshadowing of Unique possibly killing Early Tyler in the future. We then saw Rock and her attorney leaving the precinct after being questioned, where she was told by her attorney that the feds don't really have anything on her or her inner circle. But I get the feeling that this may not be the case going forward after the death of Howard. We then got a scene showing Rock throwing up, where I instantly was in shock that she was pregnant. This scene got my hopes up, and made me question whether or not if Kanan actually had a brother that could still be alive. But the hype quickly died down after Rock decided to get an abortion. We saw Rock relay this news to Jukebox, and she told her to hold that secret to the grave. But I get the feeling that once Jukebox finds out about Crystal being pregnant by Kanan, she could break that promise and tell Kanan. Unless she ends up taking out Crystal before finding out she's pregnant. We saw Jukebox get asked about her plans for her future after high school multiple times throughout the episode from Aisha's parents and Nicole's father, who's a cop. Nicole's father ended up telling Jukebox that the army isn't for everyone. Now in the previews of episode 2, Jukebox can be seen in military attire on an obstacle course, but I think that she will come to the realization that the military isn't for her. Nicole's father will be the key to Jukebox going all in on becoming a police officer. And whenever she does join the police academy, I suspect that Kanan may look at her differently. As we saw in the previews for episode 1, Stefano had Marvin set his son-in-law straight, and I couldn't be the only one who thought that Marvin would kill him by mistake. Stefano was really impressed by Marvin's professionalism, but I still believe that Stefano has other intentions for Marvin. It's only a matter of time before things go sideways with Marvin doing these side jobs for Stefano. And once Rock finds out, this will create tension between them. Not to mention, the Mafia is real big on family, and they could turn on outsiders at any given moment. Kanan finds out that he's on the verge of failing his class if he didn't complete his assignments on his family history. We saw Kanan meet up with his grandmother to learn more about his grandfather Elijah before he died. He ended up learning that his grandfather took his own life after being fed up with everyone. Marvin and Lou both had different opinions on their father's death. While Marvin felt like he took the easy way out and turned his back on the family by ending his own life, Lou, on the other hand, understood why his father did it. This gave me the feeling like this could have been an Easter egg of what's to come. Could Lou end up taking his own life? I could see that happening. We saw Unique begin to lose patience as he was ready to get his get back on Ronnie. But early Tyler was his voice of reason by telling him to wait until things settled down. Early Tyler also tells Unique that someone could have put Ronnie up to taking him out. Unique tells Tyler to do recon for him to find out what the word on the street was. Later on, Early Tyler returns with info on Rock using Unique's old Asian Connect, and he made Unique aware of Ronnie working alongside Kanan. This leads to Unique thinking that Rock was behind Kanan putting Ronnie up to killing him, just as I predicted. Last season Rock told Unique that she was out of the game, so it makes sense why Unique would feel like Rock was playing him the entire time. Unique then goes on to say how Rock ends up setting up every last man that she was ever with. Early Tyler then gives Unique a gun, and they made us think that Unique was actually about to pull the trigger. We then see Unique on a stakeout watching Ronnie, followed by Unique being a few seconds away from killing Lou. This scene of Unique sneaking up on Lou immediately reminded me of how both Ghost and Tommy would sneak up on their enemies, same attire and everything. Which once again plays right into the running theory of Unique being Breeze. Now I must say, if Unique does actually take out Marvin or Lou this season, Rock would most definitely kill him, leaving many people disappointed. The end of the episode puts us right back to the finale of last season, showing us the events that took place moments after Rock and Kanan killed Ronnie and Detective Howard. It turns out that Unique was in that black car a few feet away from the warehouse. This confirmed that Unique didn't hear the dialogue of what was said in the warehouse. Now I found this final scene to be very interesting because we see Unique begin to stand over Ronnie, but Ronnie seemed to still be moving on the ground after being shot in the head. What was intriguing was the fact that we didn't see or hear Unique pull the trigger, as the camera just completely fades to black. Now sure, we can assume that Unique ended up putting the final bullet in Ronnie, but it's not a 100% fact that he did. Someone posed an interesting question in the comment section of my previous video that I might take a deeper look into. I expect Unique to pay Kanan a visit next episode and get answers behind whether or not Rock put Ronnie up to killing him. We will see Unique cause some major destruction this season, and I think that they will slowly unravel the true nature of this new version of his character. Now we did see Unique briefly watching TV, but I think that we will need to see a little bit more before we can fully confirm whether or not he's Breeze. It's not out of the question to think that he could choose to not go by Unique later on in the season and change his name on the streets. But only time will tell. I don't think that it's a coincidence that Unique cheated death while giving us an entire flashback episode showing every moment that led up to the final scene of the finale. And for them to basically show us Unique's perspective and make him the main focus of the episode, this leads me to believe that they have some big plans for his character. Just like with Ronnie last season, I think that they will continue to play onto the theory of Unique being Breeze by showing him doing Breeze-like things. But it's still difficult to tell what direction they will go in. While the first episode wasn't action-packed, it had a cinematic feel to it, setting the pace for the rest of the season. How did you feel after watching episode 1? Do you feel like Unique is destined for a name change to become Breeze? Or is Breeze already out there? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for all things within the Power Universe. See you all next time in the Universe of Power.